Woo! What's going on, guys? Ormsform coming at you today with another video. And hey, man, your boy's around. He's still alive. Had to take a much-needed break from the YouTube thing for a bit, just to get the batteries going again, recharging. And today was a day for the NFL. It was called legal tampering today, where you see different players signing with other teams, and there was a busy day in the NFL today. The Detroit Lions made a couple moves. I'll talk about one move right now, and it's about Marcus Davenport. Detroit Lions signed defensive end Marcus Davenport, 6'6", 265 pounds, 27-year-old defensive end, 28 in September. 6 years in the NFL. This year will be his seventh. He was drafted by the New Orleans Saints back in 2018, first round. I believe he was 14th overall. And the Lions signed him to a one-year deal, $6.5 million base salary with a maximum of a possibility of $10.5 million when it's all said and done. I'm sure that's had to do with bonuses and all that stuff and reach some goals there. And let's hope that happens. Now, this isn't a major move. But this is this is a typical Brad Holmes move. This is a guy that's very injury prone, but has tons of potential and has had some good years in the NFL. One in particular, a few years back, he had 9 sacks. He's had a 6-sack season. But let's talk about his numbers. He comes from the UTSA, the Roadrunners, on college stats, 4 years, 185 tackles, 37.5 tackles for loss, 8 pass deflects, 2 fumble recoveries, 6 forced fumbles, a touchdown, and 21.5 sacks. And that got him drafted to the New Orleans Saints back in 2018. A long player at 6'6". So I've even seen him listed at 6'7" on some sites. So he's a big kid, long, lanky, 265 pounds. Doesn't have great weight to him, but he is a pass rushing guy. So that got him drafted. He was a little bit raw coming out of that school. He had a couple good years in New Orleans. Now the NFL, 6 years, like I said, 5 with the Saints. Did play with the Minnesota Vikings last year. Injury riddled all year. I think he only played 4 games for the Vikings, had a couple sacks. But he's got 35 games started as an NFL player. 149 tackles, 27 tackles for loss, 64 quarterback hits, 38 quarterback hurries, 1 fumble recovery, 7 forced fumbles, 4 pass deflects, and 23.5 sacks in a 6-year span. It's not really averaging a ton. Just under 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Not even, man. So like 4, 6, 12, 18, 24, like 4 sacks a year, averaging pretty much. Now, he's had, like I said, a couple years where he had 9, he had 6 in another year. I think he was an all-rookie. I think he was an all-rookie guy back in 2018. He's made a couple splash plays, but he's missed a ton of games. He's missed about 29 to 30 missed games. Very injury prone, like I said. His injuries right now, he's had 3 shoulder injuries, an arm and elbow bruise, concussion, chest, pec strain, hand and thumb fractures, 4 foot, toe, and ankle injuries. 2 toes, 2 ankles. 3 or 4 different types of surgeries. I believe he had I think I read somewhere where he had something like 5 surgeries in the past 3 years. He's just an injury-prone guy who's got potential. And this is like I said, this is a typical Brad Holmes signing. I'm not mad at it. I'm not excited about it. He comes into a room, with guys like Josh Pascal, some guy named Mitchell Agude. I don't know if they re-signed this guy. I saw him on the depth chart on OurLads.com. That's my go-to site if I'm looking for a roster. John Kaminsky, who can play inside too, plays some defensive tackle. James Houston, who is that restricted free agent, and then Matthew Betts, the French Canadian kid that we picked up, who was a CFL superstar in the Canadian Football League. So he comes into a room where he has a really good chance of possibly starting. There's a lot of people out there that are freaking out over this pickup, calling it a depth piece, which isn't wrong. He's a possible depth piece, but he could win a starting spot here. He really could. He just needs to stay healthy. Health is his biggest concern. He hasn't been healthy like in the past 2-3 years. He just really hasn't. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, man, this is the move that's going to put us over the top. But it's not a bad move. It's not a bad move. I think he's making $6.5 million, like I said, with a possibility of a $10.5 million of a max deal there. You know, that's got a bunch of incentives in there. Don't know what the incentives are. They usually keep those kind of quiet. But yeah, he can possibly make over $10 million, but he's 6.5 at the moment. And he's just a guy that's got a lot of potential, but he's just very injury prone. You know, and Holmes loves doing these type of deals. But it's a guy that could start here. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Like if you look at this roster and you look at this room, and I talked about the guys: Pascal, Agude, Kaminsky, Houston, Betts. You know, are they going to bring back Romeo Aquar? I think he's gone, Romeo. I don't think they're going to bring back what's his name, Charles Harris. I don't think he's coming back whatsoever at all either. You know, so he has a chance. You know, if he's healthy, if he can stay healthy, he has a chance to make a little bit of noise. Is it going to happen? Don't know. Don't really know. So, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath on this. We all expect superstars to come in here every day. Like, you know what I mean? We sit there as fans and we're like, you know, Holmes is sitting on his hands. And you know, I get that Holmes is doing nothing and you're seeing other teams improve, especially in the North. You know, I think the Vikings are in trouble, though. You know, Cousins gone. You know, I thought the Packers got a little bit better today. They did make some moves. I thought the running back thing was a little bit lateral with Jacobs and Jonesy. You know, they're going to release Aaron Jones. They brought in Jacobs. I thought that was a little bit lateral there. They brought in McKinney, though, which I thought was really good. And then, you know, the Bears, man, the Bears bringing in DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, I think, is an overrated running back. I don't dislike DeAndre Swift. I always liked him. You know, I thought he would do a little bit more in Detroit. He didn't. And, you know, he showed his worth a little bit in Philly. But I think he goes to a worse situation in Chicago. You know, but the arrow's kind of pointing up a little bit for Chicago, believe it or not. They're having trouble getting rid of Fields. But, you know, bringing in Swift kind of makes that running back room even – it makes it better, even though he is overrated. And they brought in Kevin Byard, an older safety. But, you know, a savvy vet. So, you know, some teams are getting better. I thought the Lions didn't get worse. I'll tell you that. So, you know, like we're talking about the Davenport signing today. You know, I'll probably do that video on because we traded for Carlton Davis, a cornerback, which is another okay kind of signing for me. I'll talk about that in another video though. But Davenport, it's just one of those flip a coin up in the air, come down head or tails. What are you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those. It's one of those for me. Stay healthy. The kid stays healthy, he can probably get 6-7 sacks. You know, if he can get more, Godspeed. You know what I mean? But I don't expect much from this. And I'm hoping this just isn't like, I know we got free agency hasn't stopped. You know, free agency hasn't stopped. You know, it's day one. We're going to start seeing more and more, especially on Wednesday when it officially starts. But, you know, the draft is coming up in April. It's not over. You know, people are very upset. You know, there's a lot of fans that are upset. Some fans are happy. Some fans are trust the process. In Brad Holmes, we trust. I trust Brad Holmes a ton, but I still feel we need to do a little bit more. But whatever he's doing, it's working. Whatever he's doing, it's working. It really is, guys. And it's taking, you know, it just, we all want to, like I said, we all want to see that superstar come in, but I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I'd love to see a Danielle Hunter. I'd love to come here tomorrow, Wednesday, whatever it is, and be like, man, Danielle Hunter is a Detroit Lion. Well, I just don't think it's going to happen. If it does, woo, I'll be excited. But I just don't think it's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go after guys like this, man, and hope and pray. Now, he's a good player. He's not a bad football player. And they're not going to bring in guys that they don't think is a football savvy. You know, they preach this. You have to be a guy that lives and breathes football. You know, this guy just had some unfortunate incidents where he just gets hurt a ton. But the talent is there. The talent is there. He's got some good talent. He's a good pass rusher. He just needs to stay healthy. And that's it. But don't be surprised. If this kid stays healthy, he will start. My prediction is he'll start. Just because of the room he's in. You know what I mean? We don't have another guy next to Hutch. Everybody thinks James Houston is the second coming of Lawrence Taylor. You know, I like James Houston. He had one good season where it was kind of like, whoa, where'd this kid come from? Then he gets hurt the second year. Now I need to see him, be healthy. And hey, man, take the job from Davenport. Take the job from Pascal. Take the job. But as of right now, it's open. And I think right now, if you look at everybody on this roster, in this defensive end, rush end, whatever we're calling, outside linebacker room, Davenport is the second best defensive end on this team right now. He is. If you're looking at it from a talent POV, a point of view. If you're looking at it from a talent point of view, he's the second best defensive end on this team next to Hutchinson. It's just facts, guys. And I'm not saying he's going to win that outright because he's such a Band-Aid. He is a Band-Aid. He's a Band-Aid. Lots of injuries to this kid. Lots of injuries. And I'm praying he stays healthy. We can get something out of this guy. We can get 6 to 8 sacks, maybe more. It could possibly happen. He's not old. He's 27, going to be 28 when the season starts, though. But that's okay. That's fine. He is a good football player. Drafted in the first round for a reason. He's had a couple flashes. And he's gotten to the quarterback. And, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this kid. But that's it, guys. That's the video. I really appreciate you guys coming in and watching me. I'm still around. I had to take a little bit of a hiatus. That's all good, though. I'm back. I'll probably be doing that Carlton Davis video either later on tonight or tomorrow. Okay, later on tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, though. Not going to lie to you. And I really appreciate it, guys. So thanks for coming in and watching the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Hit that bell to get all my videos. And don't forget to like, share, comment. Share the hell out of this video, guys. I'm back, so I appreciate it, guys. Go Lions, one pride. Let's go, baby. Boom, 2024.